Hello everybody, welcome to this week's episode of That Shakespeare Girl. If you've been following along, you know that last week we answered the question about did Shakespeare use a quill pen? And we concluded pretty quickly that yes, of course he did. But what we uncovered last week after we established that Shakespeare used a quill pen was that we discovered he could have used a graphite pencil. So this week we explore, did Shakespeare use a graphite pencil? So I contacted the Folger Shakespeare Library about this topic, and because when you Google it, there's just a ton of stuff that you can find out. And I wanted to sort of sort through what should I pay attention to on Google and what should I not. And so I contacted the Folger Shakespeare Library, told them I was researching graphite pencils and specifically whether or not Shakespeare would have used one. And they pointed me in the direction of his original manuscripts, the surviving documents that we have that we know are done in Shakespeare's hand. And they also pointed me to two different articles from the curator of manuscripts at the Folger Shakespeare Library on just this topic. So after reading those articles and talking with two experts, here's what I know about whether Shakespeare would have written with a graphite pencil. First, graphite was discovered in Borrowdale, England around 1565. That's a year after Shakespeare was born, and some of the manuscripts I read actually put it as being discovered in the year Shakespeare was born. That date is a little fuzzy. Two, it quickly came to popularity in England and was popular for writers. Graphite was very useful, and England actually held the monopoly on graphite until well into the 19th century. 3. Graphite was popular for its ease of use. Using a quill and ink pen required the quill and the ink, and you had to have different things to make it work, make it stick on the paper, make it dry right. And so the graphite pencil was portable and erasable. So it was popular, especially in grammar schools. It wasn't at all unlike what you would see about 100 years later in North America with the chalk and slate combination. Number 4. Writing tables was a term used to describe something that was pretty similar to modern day notebooks in that it was paper and a writing apparatus that you could write on. Writing tables are referenced in Hamlet, and Heather Wolfe and her colleagues at the Folger Shakespeare Library, along with faculty from the University of Wisconsin, concluded in their paper for the Shakespeare Quarterly that writing tables would have been popular for actors on stage, specifically because of their portability. Actors could carry them around on stage. Indeed, Hamlet is referenced in the stage directions of the play as walking around with something that they think is a writing table. And the word tables is actually used in the play itself. Number 5, some formal documents would have been written first in graphite for its erasability, so you could make sure that it was correct and make any changes you needed, and then would have been traced over in ink to make it permanent. So it's possible some of the formal documents that are done in ink were first done in graphite. Number 6, Derwent Pencil Company, which sits on the site of the original Keswick Pencil Company that was formed after they discovered that giant pile of graphite in 1565. I contacted them and they were able to confirm my research about the popularity of graphite during Shakespeare's lifetime and concluded that they felt that Shakespeare using a pencil was feasible and thought it would be really cool if he did. Both Heather Wolfe at the Folger Shakespeare Library and Stephanie Appleton from the University of Birmingham. They were able to share with me some of their articles on handwriting that shed light on this topic, and they also thought that this question was a valuable one. The Folger was able to confirm for me that the surviving documents that we know are written in Shakespeare's hand, and there's 6 of them that have stuff we know Shakespeare himself wrote, they were able to confirm that of those are done in ink. They were not able to confirm whether or not they'd been done in graphite first and then traced over, or if they were just originally done in ink. So, the conclusion? Yes, Shakespeare probably did use a graphite pencil, at least casually, if not formally, to write some of his plays. We don't necessarily have the scientific evidence to prove that Shakespeare used a graphite pencil, but I choose to believe he did. So I hope that you look with a little more hope at the humble little pencil with the potential writing instrument of one of the greatest writers in the world. That's it for now. Thank you so much for joining me here this week at That Shakespeare Girl, and I'll see you guys next week. Hey everybody, thanks for being here. I've so enjoyed putting this video together for you guys. Researching the graphite pencil and the history of that and whether or not Shakespeare would have written with it was an exciting topic, and I'm glad to have shared what I found with you today. If you like this topic, please like and subscribe to the video. I would love to keep up with you and make sure that you don't miss any of the great questions we ask here at That Shakespeare Girl. If you are interested in supporting what we do here at That Shakespeare Girl and the research that we put together for you guys, you can do that at patreon.com/thatshakespearegirl. And I have beautiful gifts, including calendars and thank you cards, replete with beautiful quotes from Shakespeare and done by yours truly in calligraphy that I have put together, and they're all there just for the members. I don't post that anywhere else. All of those gifts are just for you guys to say thank you for supporting this channel and the That Shakespeare Girl community. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.